Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we're going to put together a breast cancer awareness arrangement. So we're going to use all shades of pinks and whites with a touch of green. And this is going to be our arrangement that we're doing for a giveaway. So what we are going to do is put together an arrangement for our breast cancer awareness giveaway. So on Facebook and Instagram, we did a giveaway, a local giveaway, to a lucky winner who liked and followed and shared our pages. And it is for breast cancer awareness. So this is a glass vase that I have filled with fresh water. I really like this container. It's just a square vase. I'm going to start out with some leather leaf foliage. So I'm just going to take my floral knife and I am going to cut each stem and tuck it right into my vase. Now some of my leather has some little bumps and bruises, so I'm just pulling off any of the leaves that are bumped or bruised, and then I'm tucking the pretty ones right into my arrangement. So I like to kind of go all the way around in my vase with my greenery. Now there are designers who like to arrange their flowers first and then add the greenery. And I have done that, but I tend to do better. I learned with adding my greenery first. And so I find that this really, in a glass vase, makes a really good grid and holds those flowers in place. The next greenery I'm going to use is called Cocculus. Just a really pretty, it's a shiny leaf, kind of a medium green, and I love its size. It's kind of large and showy. So I'm taking each of my stems. I'm removing any of the leaves that might fall below the water line, cutting that stem at an angle and tucking that right in. I love the shape that the Cocculus gives to arrangements. I just think it's pretty. And it kind of makes a showy look. Next we're gonna come in with, I'm gonna save my eucalyptus until the end. So I have some parvifolia eucalyptus. I'm gonna save that until the end. Next I'm gonna come in with some bells of Ireland. So I have some pretty tall bells. I'm going to take that bell and I'm going to strip off some of the blooms that might fall below the water line. Cut that stem at an angle and nestle it right down into the greenery. I like to pinch that tip out of the top of that bell for me because it looks better, but I'll tell you, you can see how these bells kind of all have a mind of their own. They are all looking one way or the other. When you pinch the tip out of that bell, it causes them to want to stand up straight. So they stand up a little straighter. Okay, next we're going to come in with some stock. I have some pretty pink colored stock, pinky peach. And so I'm going to take my stock and we're going to tuck it in. I prefer to do all of my line flowers and then add all of my other flowers in. I'm removing any of the blooms that don't look the best. Just pop those right off. All right, so I'm pretty all the way around with my bells of Ireland and my stock. Next we're going to come in with, let's see, what do we have next? Next we're going to come in with some feverfew. So this is called feverfew or chamomile, and so this is my filler flower. Now some of the greenery on the stem doesn't look pretty, so I'm just pulling that right off. Anytime, like feverfew, for some reason the greenery on it always kind of looks wilty, so I just pull it off. And it's not hurting the flower at all to pull off that wilty looking greenery. And it's not the flower itself doesn't look wilty, it's just the greenery sometimes comes in a little wilty looking. So look how pretty that one stem is. So I like to take it and kind of work it and make sure it's not all tangled. Take your knife, and I'm going to nestle this kind of deep down in the back of this arrangement. So see how pretty. And the wonderful part about feverfew is you can actually break it into smaller pieces. It's got long stems, so you can take it and break it into smaller pieces and kind of nestle it low here and there in this arrangement. All right, there's our feverfew tucked in. It's just so pretty and airy. I really like it. Okay, next I'm going to come in with some roses. So I have some pretty pale pink roses. I'm going to take those roses. I'm going to remove some of the greenery that doesn't look pretty. Using my floral knife, I'm going to remove all the thorns that are down that stem. And that's just because they bite. And so I don't want them to bite me, so I'm just removing them. I'm going to take a wire, florist wire. Said it was. I'm going to grab some wire. So I grabbed some wire. I'm going to take some wire and I'm going to wire each of these heads. Go ahead and remove any of the guard petals that don't look pretty. Just pop those right off. Take that wire, press it into that calyx, and twist that stem, that wire right around the stem. Now here at Flowers by the Bunch, I like to wire all my roses. If you don't care anything about wiring them, you don't have to. It's just a guarantee that these little heads are going to stay up even if they get dehydrated, and that's what I like about them, about adding wire. And it's not too inconvenient. So I just took my knife and I cut that stem at an angle, and I'm going to nestle that pretty rose right down into that water. I'm going to take my third rose and I'm going to pop it back here in the back. Okay, I have some really pretty oriental lilies, some very pretty pink lilies. So of course we're going with a pink theme. I'm going to remove the stamens from these lilies. It's always important, guys, that you remove the pollen from the lilies, because that pollen's going to open up and stain the flower. So be sure that when the lily starts to crack open and you start to see the stamens, go ahead and pull them out, because if it stains the lily, it doesn't look lovely. So I just pulled those right out, and I'm going to tuck this lily right here in the front of this pretty arrangement. See how pretty that lily is? And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to tuck this one in the back. I love that oriental lilies have a beautiful fragrance. They really make the room smell so lovely. Now I don't like to use tons and tons of lilies in the arrangement just because they can overwhelm a room, but they do look so pretty. Next we're going to come in with some pink, a shade of pink, kind of a pinky lavender spray rose. So I'm going to take those and I'm going to remove any of the greenery that might fall below the water line. Now I'm going to use these spray roses and I'm just going to sprinkle them throughout the arrangement. So I'm just going to add them here and there throughout the arrangement just to give that pop of that pretty pinky lavender color. All right, there's our spray roses. Next, we're going to come in with these two beautiful pink Gerbera daisies, which are so pink and so pretty. So I am going to take my knife and cut that stem at an angle, and I'm going to nestle him kind of low down in this arrangement. It's funny how sometimes they grow wonky. So I'm going to tuck him low, and then I'm going to take my second stem. I'm going to leave my stem a little longer, and I'm going to nestle it right here above the first bloom. Just kind of tucked in there. And then we are going to add a little bit of Lisianthus to this arrangement. Now this is a white Lisianthus. Lisianthus does come in a pretty shade of pink, but I didn't have any in, so we're just going to nestle a little bit of this white Lizzie. Now personally, I love Lisianthus. It's one of my favorite flowers. I love the little buds on Lisianthus. It's just such a happy, pretty little sweet flower. And it gives us a lot of movement in an arrangement. All right. Now to finish this arrangement, I'm going to add a little bit of eucalyptus just kind of down around the lip of the vase. Now, for me personally, I really like to use eucalyptus. I don't love how flowers are just stuck in a vase and you don't really have kind of anything that's dripping down on the edge. So that's why I like to use the different varieties of eucalyptus to come around the lip of the vase. So I'm just taking my euc, I'm breaking it and tucking it right down around the lip. I just think it really finishes an arrangement off. And there is our pretty shades of pink arrangement for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions about how we do things, you can always ask. You can drop that right here in the comments, or you can send us an email or a message over on Facebook. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you'll hit that little bell, you'll get notifications for when we have a new video up. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much, guys.